are you and Draymond cool at all?
I think so. I think we're cool.
You are?
Yeah. There's no bad beef. It's not what the media thinks. We're just two competitors, and we're fighting for a playoff win.
Okay. So there's So like not Christmas card list type thing, or you're just fine, or
probably not. No, we're cool. I mean, we both respect each other, and on the court, we're just trying to win.
Do you think he respects you?
I think so.
Okay. All right. And so when you see the Warriors, there's no issue. I'm fine dropping the subject matter.
No, there's no issue. I mean, we're both players in the same position that want to win, and
okay,
both kind of aggressive, loud players out there.
Are you loud?
I think so.
What do you mean?
People say. I mean, I don't know. Like we're vocal. We show a lot of emotion.
You always seem to have a black eye.
Yeah.
Like seriously. Like I'm like when you walked in, I'm like, is this really the Sabonis that's supposed to be here? Because your face looks unbruised. You always do seem to have.
Yeah, for the last
something.
couple of years in the postseason, it's been a thing where I'm going into the postseason or first game of the postseason and have a black eye.
So it's not just me then.
That's not just you. It happened last year at the last game we played Portland, and it was one of those games where we're just trying to get over with. Season's over, and
look at that.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one.
Now, is this the moment you received the black eye, or
this already happened? Actually, no one knew until after the game, and then after I took a shower, it started to swell up and get some color.
Well, then now you say it's time for the playoffs.
Exactly.
Right? You now can't go into the playoffs without a black eye.
I hope that tradition ends.
So then, what do you say to? Would your father agree? Do you have this conversation with your dad that his era was tougher to play in than yours?
He always says it's different. It's different basketball.
How so?
He says you can't compare. Like everyone is great in their own era because everyone's adapting to that type of basketball. So
right.
I mean, if you had those players back then and put them here, they're going to adapt to these new rules and everything. They're just that smart. They're just whatever it may be, So same thing back in the day. If we went back there, people are going to adjust to that style of physical or whatever it may be.
Well, I mean, there he is dealing with Shaq right there.
Yeah.
And so he's playing in an era fresh off of the Bad Boys, right? I mean, he was playing in the era of the Bad Boys, where anything kind of go. Like you could see some moments from the late '80s, early '90s, and it's just like that would never go down in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
And that's the way it extrapolates out to. Well, it's just a bunch of guys shooting threes, and then there's folks like you, few and far between.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You would push back on that, or how would you push back on that notion?
I don't know. I kind of think like my dad, like.
Which is what?
Like what, in terms of how we play the game?
Yeah.
I think it's just a trend in the NBA, and that's how it goes. And now, like, the three is the biggest thing, and teams are focusing on that. And it's worked for a lot of teams, and it's the coaches. It's what the coaches say.
So who's the guy that you get up for playing against the most in your league?
I like playing against the best bigs in the league. Like whoever they are, the top five. I don't know. It's always Jokic, Embiid, Anthony Davis, Bam, like Karl Anthony. There's a lot of big bigs, and you as a competitor, you always want to play against the best, and that kind of gets you going. Okay, so when you wake up that day, there's a little bit more pep in your step that day? For sure. Even the night before, like, okay, if I'm not ready, he's going to go at me. So you know, you have a responsibility for your team to show up and get the win. So you kind of think different. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.